Welcome to the Stormsurf video surf forecast for the Indian Ocean for the week starting Sunday, September 14th. Brought to you by Kandui Resort in the Mentawai Islands, a great place to go surfing. First up, we take a look at significant wave heights for the Indian Ocean. First, a gale south of southwestern Australia, 33-foot seas, and another one well south of Madagascar with 34-foot seas, generating swell, radiating towards the usual points of interest, the Mentawai Islands, Western Australia. But before we get into that, let's go up, take a look at jet stream level winds. These are winds up above 30,000 feet. These winds help support the formation of storms when they form a trough, that is a bow in the jet stream pushing to the north, and they also help direct the track of the storm once it forms. Right now we have a good pocket of winds, 150 knots, pushing under Madagascar. No real trough obvious here, but still just the virtue of these winds are helping to support gale formation under it. Also, the other gale we saw was over here. There's something that sort of looks like a trough, but nothing really impressive at all. Let's put this into motion, see what happens. As we go through time, the trough here continues to sort of hold. It's weak, though, into Monday night, continues into about Wednesday or so, and then we start seeing the jet bowing a little bit more to the north. Winds hold in about the 150 knot range, supportive of gale development. That situation continues until we get into Thursday, and then things really take off. 190 knot winds are forecast, pushing well to the north. This will support clockwise circulation in the atmosphere at mid-levels, which should help support gale development down towards the ocean surface, and a pretty strong one at that. Once you get winds up to about 190 knots, that really invigorates the atmosphere, imparts a lot of energy. And notice this trough continues to push east into Friday and then some before it sort of flattens out, but then yet gets reinvigorated again. 200 knot winds, another sort of trough organizing here, but what you really want is the winds on this side of the trough, not so much to the north. Still, that should help support gale formation, and that continues on as it pushes east into Sunday, and that's about the end of the picture. So, looking at this, it looks like there is good potential for more storm development. Let's go take a look down at the surface. So this is surface level pressure and surface level winds. We're looking for deep low pressure systems. We have a weak system here, not particularly impressive, not a lot of wind associated with it. It is the tail end of a gale that was previously a little bit west of there, and that has generated seas. But a broader gale, 45 knot winds pushing to the west, is developing south of Madagascar. We saw that on the significant sea height chart. These winds are getting traction on the ocean surface and generating 34-foot seas. Put this into motion. Notice it too sort of fades out as it pushes east, tries to redevelop a little bit into Monday night, but nothing too impressive. What we're really looking for is, here's yet another gale that forms on Wednesday. Organized 50 knot winds, almost a little speck there of 55 knot winds, and long lasting. This is a solid system. Actually, let's go back and watch this through its track. It pretty much starts on Tuesday night and continues pushing east, plodding east the whole way into Friday with yet another system behind it. But notice on this second system, notice the wind vectors here, push to the south, not up towards the Mentawais or even Western Australia for that mark. So no real swell development expected. But then come Saturday, a secondary fetch develops associated with it, and this aimed a little bit better to the north. With 50 knot winds there too on a small area, so that should get some purchase on the ocean surface, generate some seas, and continued fetch continues behind that in the 35-40 knot range into the end of our model run, which is Sunday night. So good potential wind-wise. Let's go take a look at sea-wise. So this is the current setup. Seas 33 foot there, 34 foot there. Let's put it into motion, see what happens. Both those systems sort of peter out. What we're really, another system here, it sort of secondary fetch redevelops 36-foot seas relative to the Mentawai Islands, sort of pushing about the 185, 188 degree pass, and kind of east of there still. Swell would push into the Mentawais, but probably a little bit better relative to Western Australia on about the 218 degree path. will continue in motion. We see another small system developing north of the Kerguelen Islands. This is on Wednesday, that fetch we saw before. And then it quickly starts developing 42-foot seas relative to the Mentawai Islands, aimed a bit east, but still up the 196-degree path, sideband energy for sure, and better Western Australia on about the 234-degree path or so. That continues east, looking pretty solid, and yet another fetch. This one sort of pushing south, not doing a whole lot. Also notice this little one right off Western Australia here. This is on Saturday night, and still it develops. Both this one pushes into Western Australia. This one down here is pretty well off the Great Circle Pass. This secondary fetch here will make, could make 14, 15 second energy pushing into the Mentawai Islands, and then also energy into Western Australia over a broad swath from about 237 down to about 228 or so or more. So it looks like another week of swell production for the Indian Ocean. It's been a very good year for the Indian Ocean, very good winter for that matter, and it looks like no end is in sight. Maybe not as strong as last week when we had that very strong storm with, 53-foot seas, but still solid swell. Looks like it's going to be generated, radiating up into all the regular targets, producing surf and making it well rideable. And there isn't a better place to be than Kandui Resort in the Mentawai Islands to ride the surf. Check it out on the web, kanduiresort.com. Great people, great place to stay, great waves. All right, go get some surf. Enjoy. We'll do this next week, same time, same channel. Thanks.